Today is an interesting day. I am really excited about today. I am happy to have my brother here. I am happy to have my brother here. I would want him to mention his name by the time will come. So today's episode, we are actually talking on the musician's health. The musician's health. It's actually a broad topic, and that is why I have I would want him to introduce himself.
The name is Dr. Daniel Kwadwo Singh. The same has always been a problem, quite uncommon, and people cannot pronounce it. S-A-I-M.
Oh, okay.
Singh. So Dr. Singh.
Okay, sure. You are welcome to Dixon's Guitar Class.
Thank you very much.
You watching us at home, sit glued to your seats, and today is going to be interesting. You know, amazing facts that probably you wouldn't know. Doc is here to talk to us. You know, mental health, physical health, and other health-related issues that most musicians confront. So, Doc, let me ask. The health of a musician. What do you actually have?
As you rightly said, the health of a musician is very broad. It's very broad. The health in general is a very wide thing, and a musician here you're trying to narrow it with the musician, but it's still very broad. Health is basically a state of complete well-being. The well-being of an individual. Now let's use individual, then we can talk about a musician. I think there's this controversy I want to shed more light to and then bring it up again. The health of an individual, the well-being of an individual is the state where the person can feel within him or herself that he is fine, she is fine. And it pertains to the physical, where you can say that, I have no body pains, no rigid movement anywhere, because as a normal human, you're supposed to be able to stretch out your leg and move it freely without any pain. Then also of the mind, you are to have a state of mind where you know that you wake up, you can function, do normal day-to-day activities well enough, you can sleep well, soundly, minimum or maximum of, let's say, 6 to 8 hours. Then you talk about social too, where you're able to the interpersonal relationship, because we as musicians are found in a sect where we create. We are in a creative group where the society at large depends on us for inspiration. The things we do, the sound we produce, the variations of it helps society to move around day-to-day activities. When you're at a funeral, we have funeral songs that play, help the person to grieve. When you are, the musicians are more prone to just a few physical issues which are easily dealt with. But to the larger extent, musicians have problems with mental health. And I think we should just spend a few minutes of our section, then we talk about mental health. Talk about mental health a little bit, because we all know that people, big top artists, You know some of them. You know some of them, both in our locality, and they are dealing with a lot.
It hasn't actually been easy.
Yeah, and we are being frank here.
Yes.
Yeah, we are dealing with a lot of things, and that is the problem that we are here to create the awareness on, then also counsel people, tell people that there's help out there. Don't stay on your instrument and die. And die are being in quotes here. Don't stay. It can also be as literal as it is. People die on their instrument. So don't stay on your instrument and die. Seek help out there so that you can stay in that creative group and help society at large.
Wow. This is good. This is good, man. I mean, you are actually enlightening us, and I think we will have a few sessions to go through.
Yeah.
We'll have a few sessions to go through. Now, like diving into the mental health, like give us some instances that probably might lead to unhealthy mental problems and stuff.
Okay, so when we talk about a musician, apart from experience and what do you call it, aging, most of the active instrumentalists and the singers, this brings the argument up. The reason I went with instrumentalists, I'm not trying to be biased here because maybe I don't sing and I try to play an instrument. The real definition of a musician, it has been an argument of old. The real definition of a musician has got to do with the one who produces the music. And in that light, people say the singer also produces music. The singer sings, the singer writes. So what are you talking about? But the origin of the word has got to be with the one who, the brain behind the art.
Sure.
People who put together all the frequencies, all the technical stuff, and make sound in society that people relate to. And it's basically instrumentalists, sound engineers, and what have you. So I think we would inculcate singers in this session, but I'm sorry. I think yeah.
And even preachers, you know,
and preachers, because
probably they can also benefit from.
Yes. In the religious setting, we do a lot to set up a mood for our preacher men when they are before preaching, after they have done preaching. We also set an atmosphere and help them function. So I think in that light, we can involve them in the health issue that we have today.
Okay. So now, moving forward, let's actually consider, let's say, for example, instrumentalists. I would want to consider brass section, or let's say hornsmen first.
Hornsmen.
Yes. Well, when it comes to those instruments,
you want to. Sorry to chip in. You want to select the individual types of instrumentalists.
Yes, individual types of instrumentalists.
Then let me do this. Let me talk briefly about the most common mental issue that we have with musicians, including singers and preacher men. Some preacher men, because preacher men are seen to be all spiritual and probably will never have mental health. So maybe for that section, we'll concentrate on our music. Then the preacher men will involve them in the other parts that can be relevant to them. Sure. Mental health, as we defined health, we talked about health. Mental health focuses on the state of well-being of the mind. The mind being that room, that area where we process a lot of things to act. Our motion, our speech, our breathing, all the centers are found in the brain and help us to. So if there's a problem with the brain and its function, we can't even do music because you can't play, you can't coordinate. Your nerves will not work for you to move your hands to play the sweet things you're playing. Or teach me after here. And then
can play already.
They teach me after here.
Wow.
Yeah. Then so that state of mind, our mood, and how we can relate with people. That's basically is what the most common that we found with people dying and a little digging that we do with our friends that we have is musicians. If we are being frank, we are suffering a lot from depression. When I say this, people will say, those who are not praying, those who are not religious. But depression, some don't even know what depression is. And today we are here to just create an awareness.
Sure.
We may possibly find subsequent sessions where we talk strictly medical. We come here, we get a board,
Sure.
then we teach people.
Sure. It will happen like
Yeah, we will teach people about the conditions so that as a musician, when you know there's something wrong with you, you can seek help.
Yes,
There's help
yes,
out there.
Yes, sure.
So, depression is a disorder of our mood. Somebody will be asking what mood is. Mood is an inner feeling and a reactivity to our environment of the things that go on around us and within us. So, if, let's say, by what I've just said, if somebody throws something at me and it's painful, and it's painful, I feel pain. For that period, my mood it's a little bit down. And the mood can be altered effectively, like when maybe the damage was so severe, it took my eye off. Now my mood can be altered into depression. There's unfortunately, may God forbid, I lost a relative, a very dear relative. My mood goes into what the melancholic state. I become sad. It depends on the duration. I become sad. That is my mood. So depression, as a medical condition, it's a mood disorder where, for most of the time, you are down, which is unusual, which is uncommon. And now most of the time. So it has a timeline, it has a set definition, it has some criteria that you have to match up to. But in general, to the lay mind, you are down. Whereby down, you are sad, you are inactive, you are just there, idle. The human being cannot be idle. The more you stay idle for longer periods, the more you increase your risk of a lot of conditions. So you're supposed to be moving around. You're not supposed to be so sedentary. So if for long periods you are what they call moody, you are down and you may be suffering from a condition that is treatable, that is depression. And now that musicians out there have heard it, I know there are some there who are suffering from this issue.
It hasn't actually been easy for most musicians, and the sad thing about it is, how to even communicate it
to one, like within,
yes,
amongst ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the issue. I think there's also a stigmatization. People, especially in this part of the world, when people feel your worries, they start thinking of a lot of things. There are issues that need solution.
Yes.
And it happens to every other individual, not just a musician. So when a musician finds him or herself in these kind of mental illnesses, they feel mental unhealthiness, people feel like the first thing they think of, or numri, or far tramadol. It's not only about that.
Yes.
It has a contributory factor, but it's not only about that. That is what we are here to create, the awareness that when you have issues, we are now creating a family of musicians and trying to psych ourselves, sensitize ourselves, so that when we enter these problems, we can, from between us to a group of people, we can simply seek help and get it treated. So maybe today we'll just talk more about depression and we'll take up our other conditions.
The reason why I am actually very happy for you coming here is that, probably at the end of the session, we might actually put your number across, so that if personally someone has a problem and finding it very difficult, you being a medical doctor, I think there might be a space for the person to actually open up to you. Because I know it hasn't actually been easy, and people are going through a lot. People are really going through a lot.
So, and I'm also happy that I've been invited here. It's such a privilege. Let me state on to be here on Dixon's guitar class, and you're also here with the few years that you have spent in music. Maybe you can also help us with some of these examples. Your friends, people you know, they are out there. We know within our hearts, because from time to time we meet them, and you realize that it's bigger than, the number is bigger than we are seeing. But because of the way people treat mental issues, obiati mental, I just say, what about them?
Just like that.
People don't march confidently to facilities to seek help. That is also another problem.
So when we talk about mental issues, it isn't just, or it hasn't gotten to the point that anytime you have any mental issue at all, what about them?
No. Mental issues are great. Great. Free. Say. Do the agent something now about them. In the early phases, if you notice it, you can. There's medication out there. There are other forms of therapy out there that you can seek help, and it will redeem.
Okay, so Doc, I want to ask you this: what are some of the activities that when a musician goes through or when a musician does will actually result in bad mental
mental situation? Yes. So, as we earlier stated, there's a big task on the musician to always come up with something. See, you look at artists of old and upcoming artists, the new generation, there's a big task to bring something new. That basic activity that we go through as musicians is actually a risk factor, tipping us into depressive moods. You see, the association between creativity and mental illness, it's a fact. It's a fact that people are still researching into. And now there are articles and documents coming out relating creativity to mental issues.
The more you
but the real cause, it's not known for now. I think with time we'll find it, but there's a higher percentage of people who are creative and maybe later in life or at the same moment, at that particular moment, have mental issues. And even though in the olden times, they used to think that having a mental illness actually predisposed you to creating in society. That the people who were bringing something new and inventions, they actually thought they because they were abnormal. Yes, they were outside normal. You see their lifestyle, see their outlook and everything, the way they fidget and process issues that are around them. You know, the lay person will not think like that. You see something and you see a different thing. Yes. They're thinking out of the box concept. Yes. They used to think that those people have mental issues. Okay. And subsequently, they found out that even if that was not the case, people who are that creative later in life seem to have one or two, and you are seeing a lot of examples, like a lot of research groups are finding people who later in life they are having one or two. So the correlation is we don't know if it's a consequence or it's a facilitator now.
Wow. No. So you see, for us producers out there, for us singers out there who actually strive to create some things, you know, Charlie, you know, you are in a studio, you are feeling comfortable, and you see, when you wake up in the morning, you sit by your console, the keyboard is there, you're trying to put something up. See, Charlie,
that process that we go through day in and day out. You see, some people out there may probably just be doing it as a hobby or leisure time. This topic we are talking about, let's maybe concentrate more those who are using it as a means of survivor.
Good. If your profession is actually a music producer,
that is
not necessarily you do something else and then you produce music at your leisure time.
No. You may because of the workload, depending on the work you do, you may be faced with these challenges. Yeah. It's not ruled out. But the thing is, we're looking at somebody who has to spend like loads of hours
producing different kinds of music for different artists,
matching up to their demands and everything. That actually is also a risk factor. Then when you enter the field with time, you realize that rest. This is a very unpopular thing. People feel rest.
Wow.
Rest. Let's put rest and sleep together in this concept. Rest. When I talk about rest,
I think I am falling a victim here.
in your rehearsal sessions, instrumentalists, in your singing as vocalist, when you have sessions, let's say it's even recommended that you have like 5 minutes per every 30 minutes of rehearsal. How many people know this?
No. You go for a rehearsal from morning to evening.
Then you are in. Then you have short hours of sleep. Then you wake up. Maybe you may be running between jobs to try and make more ends meet. So you go to that job. Then maybe around 2, you have to meet at your studio, work on something. That alone is actually the major issue that our musicians are facing. And I think that it's hard, but it's possible and it's feasible. So we can work around it.
So let me see. So actually, does the preacher man has a share in this?
The preacher man has a share. The preacher man really has a share in this thing. Because we talk about rest. the preacher man also spends time to prep what they have to say.
Sure.
And if you've not reached that status, when I mean that status where you can have subordinates filling in for midweek, associate pastors filling in for your midweek services, and so that you can be doing major days and major programs. And you're all the same person running through.
The preacher will do the opening prayer. After that, he will do the worship and praises. So, after that, he will preach. He will do deliverance.
You realize that they also have less sleep time. And something medical to take home is the problem has been the sleep time alters. There's a rhythm God has created, like the Supreme Being has created. Purpose have changed the deity's attribution here is because some people have different.
Some people might not actually be religious.
Sure. So we who believe there's a Supreme Being, there's a deity that runs the world, we know that He has put in place a mechanism that should help us heal, like naturally recover. So if we move our fingers on this instrument that we find ourselves doing, it gets tired, it gets numb sometimes, it gets painful, but you rest it. Sometimes because of the length of your play or your show or your rehearsal, you go add more.
You sleep like 2 hours, and you wake up the following day, you still want to stay awake.
Thank you. It alters that rhythm that He has created to help us recover. And scientists have found out after years and years of it that the relationship it has with depression, which I'll just briefly go through from this point, is there's how will I break down neurotransmitters? They are chemicals that the brain cells depend on to connect information from one brain cell to the other and to the other. And that rhythm that we decrease or we alter helps, it affects those transmitters. There are a number of them. But the main one that they have found is called serotonin. People have found that it's associated with depression is serotonin. The others like dopamine,
you see, this actually has nothing to do with major scale and pentatonic scale. Because the thing is, you see, what he's saying, I am even confused. But it is good that we hear.
Yes.
The most important thing is that you pick something important from what we actually say.
Yes, sure.
You see, it has been major scale, minor scale, and chord. But I am hearing some serotonin and something. It's fine. We are happy. You see, I am just glad.
We'll try as much as possible to eject every medical terminology and try to be as lay as possible. But I just want us to know that there's this thing that our brain depends on to connect the nerves, connect the brain cells, to issue instructions of maybe if the center wants to a particular center. That's how the brain is designed. This is part that works with movement. It wants to connect this and this straight down to maybe my foot. That communication sequence, that is, there are neurotransmitters that help us join.
So I have learned the pentatonic scale, and probably I might know the notes.
You might know the notes.
I want to increase in speed.
Thank you.
So what you are talking about is actually what is going to happen.
It's going to
probably
happen.
The more I rehearse,
the
more I am able to play it faster.
Good. Okay. So if you want to talk more about it, there's a frontal cortex that talks about most of these things. There's a limbic system that deals with our mood, our emotions. So sometimes the things you play, it becomes sweeter. I don't know. You can tell us. It becomes sweeter and more touching when you add emotions to it.
It's true.
Yeah.
It is very true. When you are playing something and you don't actually find yourself in the thing.
Sure.
It
becomes
like.
But when you feel yourself in the act, and that's part of our brain is a limbic system that consists of hypothalamus, a lot of things. We want to avoid that part.
Wow, I get that. I get that. Wow.
That helps us attach to the movement centers and everything. So they found out that serotonin's decrease, the decrease in serotonin, tips us more into the depressive mood. So basically that would be the tentative pathophysiology. I was trying to avoid the word, but
it's fine. It's fine. We are ready for it. It's fine.
The tentative pathophysiology behind the depression. So amongst in addition to the serotonin, will be other neurotransmitters or those chemicals that can also be depressed. And so I think that is the fair idea of the. Then with depression, there are different types. I don't think we need a types for. There are different types. Women, for for instance, they say women are more prone to depression than men. It's not their fault. Even the fact that they have periodic bleeding tips them into another type of depression, and so it's not their fault. There are a lot of times. Then I think the things that we have to know about depression, so that when we are entering it, or when we are experiencing it, we know that
this is it.
This is it. I may possibly need help. Let me talk to somebody about it. He said we diagnose it with a criteria. You should have at least 5 exhibitions
to be aware that I am depressed.
Yeah, at least 5. And out of these 5, there's supposed to be the presence of one or two. There are 2 in there that if you have 5 of about 9 or 10 symptoms or signs, then you don't have diminished interest as one of them. You are not depressed. So I'll just mention a few of them from the top of my head. Diminished interest in activities. The activities that you used to do, like you enjoy playing the guitar. Then find out sometimes the thing will be sitting there, you don't even feel...
All of a sudden, I don't even feel like to pick the guitar in rehearse.
The terminology itself, depressed mood, where you can pick it up, but today then you put it down. Sleep disturbance. The reason why I wanted to talk about it is when you're having a problem with your sleep, you're sleeping too much, you're sleeping too little. It can also be it's one of the...
When you sleep too much...
Yeah, how can you be sleeping 12 hours in a day? Are you kidding me? You have 24 hours.
Charlie.
24 hours and you sleep 12 out of it.
So now, with the sleep, this is what most musicians do. Okay, let's say today, I go for all night. I'm not able to sleep. Now, the next day I have work. So I'll work like 4 hours. Now, let's say I work till 9 a.m. and I sleep from 9 a.m., 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's say 9.
In the evening.
I don't know.
So let me throw my... Now, in your case, what is tipping you more is the circadian rhythm that we talked about earlier, that you have changed. That also decreases serotonin. You have changed the usual pattern. So you are working within it to function, and it will affect you. It may not be so immediate, but subsequently, you'll be affected.
So if you are sleeping like, let's say, if you are sleeping like 5 to 9, it should be 5 to 9, 5 to 9, 5 to 9.
As in 5...
as in 5 p.m. Let's say, okay, let's say 5
He created the night for us to rest and regain that recovery. So if you want to change your activity, you want to be sleeping during the day and working during the night.
Like most music producers and engineers do.
It will build up your stress life. You will build up stress. It will build up stress. You know within your body that you forcefully change that pattern, but you know within yourself that so you get some 1 dB of power, you fall on the bed. You say, right, my brain, when you're mad the whole day. It's a way of trying to correct that defect, that time that you have lost. It's work, it's life. Sometimes it seems unavoidable, like inevitable, but we can try to make some changes around it. Then, as I was mentioning earlier, sleep disturbance, then you realize that your eating pattern has changed. Your appetite for food, sometimes, So this many things, you realize that they have some similarities with other disease conditions. So let me put this preamble before I continue. It's when you come to the hospital, we want to diagnose you, we don't just look at this. We do some things to rule out any other condition. Because so what malaria, we're not I know you guys is very depressed. So the presence of an actual medical condition can make you depressed. But after the medical condition has been removed, you're supposed to return to normal life. Okay. If that's the case, it may not fit the definition for depression. But in the absence of an actual medical condition, when you have these things that I'm mentioning, then you may have to seek help. Okay.
So. Wow. I think we get it now in depression. We get it now in depression. So now I actually wanted to ask, aside depression, drugs and other activities like that, how is the affection so much on us as musicians?
So you said aside depression, we can still stay in depression. There's also an argument that it's the use of drugs. Is it something that tips us into depression, or is a consequent act of depression? Because when you are depressed,
or is it actually to take us from depression? Because people think when probably you have a problem, and for that matter you are depressed, you go and take some alcohol and stuff like that,
No,
you'll be fine.
So the treatment is there. The treatment, though they have their own issues, you still need those ones. And no, currently available. Taking to some counsel from some people, especially when you are a top star, like, and you are being managed by almost one break a crumb, so
you are tired, you have to rest, but they will give you medicine.
It happens. You can, if you don't know, you are hearing on Dexter's guitar, like, it happens. They give you something just to keep you kicking for the rest of the day. Sometimes you may be ignorant, you don't know the drug type they've given you. But your manager, so it's still here or there. You can start taking a medication that will tip you into depression, and you can be genuinely depressed spontaneously, and it will lead you into taking drugs. Whether to or fro, neither a problem. I think.
Wow. I believe we are actually learning a lot today, and you see, today is the musician's health.
Yeah.
But in as much as we are talking about the musician's health, and you are a doctor and you know how to play guitar, we will not just leave you to come and say your terminologies on us and just leave like that.
I must correct that. I learned the guitar.
I see.
I keep learning. We will do it for the leisure time. We will do it as hobby. Yeah.
Okay. So I have this piece I actually wanted to play. Malaika. It's a very simple piece. And,
you teach us
I just
want to
see, as we've actually bombarded them with these terminologies, let's calm them. Okay. I think I would want to go through. Like my lifetime, something like that. I take the melody.
I can shed more light on the health that they say. The melody is soothing. It's soothing. I think after a long day, if you can put in something like that and it plays, it keeps you calm as you remove your scraps from work and I don't know, the lab coats and all these things away and find some snack.
See, I think when I was playing, I had an idea. And let's say I want to play very fast. Now, I start practicing. It gets to the time I feel pain.
You feel pain in your hands?
Yes. Probably it might go to beginner guitarist and other things. So you actually it gets to a time you feel pain and then when you watch other videos, people are running very fast.
Yeah.
So why is it that me as a beginner guitarist, I start practicing and then I am feeling pain? No, I think you should give us the explanation.
I'll try my best to give the explanation. And the truth out there is when we watch videos, we need somebody. I think maybe if you start fresh, you need somebody to coach you and tell you that what you're seeing out there, the person moving the fingers like it really starts one day and suddenly moving the finger like that. It's a phase. The person has moved through that painful stage before. Who told you? You can't get at once. It's a step at a time. He went through so many years of practice, time, and pain and sacrifice and came there. And he has probably had sacrificed his sleep and is probably suffering from some decreased serotonin. and you want to grasp it at once.
For the sleep there, I know most musicians out there fall victim.
So,
Because it's not easy.
just like, let me take a common thing. Just like you go to a gym to work out, you come back, then everything that we do, it's neuromusculoskeletal. So it's neurons, the brain cells,
Again.
innervating the muscles. The muscles are attached to the bones, so it helps them move. It gives it that framework. So when you start a new activity, learning takes time for you to grasp what a minor scale is, what a diminished scale is. So you know, effecting it to the neurons and up there takes some time. Increasing from one level to the other in terms of speed and dexterity also involves time. And it all needs neuromusculoskeletal adaptation. So you don't start one day and it doesn't work like that. You start, if you get a good coach who wants to help you build the fundamentals well, he will tell you, take your time, take it one fret space at a time. Move. Then with time, don't rush it. Let the body pick it. Let the muscles adapt. Let the nerves know so that they supply. You will feel pain. That is what. Find intermittent rest spaces. Rest. Tell yourself rest. Before then, I even forgot to mention, start warming up. Some people just pick guitar and they just go straight to the thing and want to play. No, warm up. You should see a coach who help you. You come, maybe I can give you something little I know. I'm not that much of an expert, but how to engage your fingers, what not to be doing when you are not playing. I think it's also necessary to know that so far as you have dedicated part of your life to be playing a particular instrument, you should know some activities that you don't want to be too involved in because it would affect your field. Yeah, for like a guitarist, I need my wrist more. I can't be doing gymnastics and always putting my pressure on my wrist. When I come back to the strain will already be built from the exercise that I was doing, and I will not be able to stay more on the instrument.
Wow. This is. So no, I now talking about this. Can you give us some of the physical health related issues? Yes, and probably
musicians.
yes, we can actually group them from wind instruments to the use of microphones and other related issues. I don't know.
Okay, so I'll try to go through. So you rightly said wind instruments. Wind instrument. What we realize in our socio-economic state is because poverty is trying to reign in our lives. You have to
But
be
are you sure musicians are poor? Because they get money. So
they're actually bleeding.
is it that they ignore to actually buy gadgets or you think
they struggle through what they are doing to music, the money they are earning. Most musicians, I'm not saying all of them, most musicians have pertinent issues in their homes and personal lives that they use music to find money and solve.
Sure.
So telling the person to be going to the issues I'm about mentioning, like the saxist or saxophonist, a trumpetist, where you may start a life and you don't have your own trumpet. Even when you get your own trumpet or somebody lends you a trumpet, the mouthpieces are shared.
Yes.
And it's kind of ill sometimes. But over and then, it's the one person about.
Because when you go to brass band sessions and you see this one finishes playing the trumpet, no, he's the thing to you to
ignorance. But we will try and merge the two.
Sometimes even the accessibility of the mouthpiece, to get a mouthpiece to buy. I don't know how difficult it is, but people sharing mouthpiece all around.
Maybe, hopefully, after today's guitar class,
sure.
people will save towards buying small things that can avoid. So for the wind instruments, basically, like I said, if you have your own instrument, you have your own. I think you are quite safe. And make sure that it's not wickedness when the person doesn't want to share with you.
Yes.
It's safety. It's actually wisdom. Okay. Because I don't know what you'll be carrying.
Yes.
Then I give you. The problem is most viral conditions. Let's talk about common things like flu. We will not go deep and talk about hepatitis and those things, but they are also important.
Hepatitis, yeah.
Those are the mode of transmission is droplets. Droplets, we have our everything. So if person after you see when you blow a lot, you shed some droplets.
Yes.
and it falls in this thing, and sometimes it's just on the opening like that. Also, now they're cheer. We are so yeah, who are one of flex. We are no as I like no. Oh fuck with him. Hey, Yamina boy home by.
Yamina boy home
yes,
by.
Yeah. So means hopefully your colleague you took from or you borrowed from is not having any condition to own them. But especially in this season, in December, a lot of viral infections are out there. Common ones, rhino issues, won't say any other things now. Apart from weather, dust, AC, all these things. No, we also pick these viral infections from. Thankfully, these common ones you are talking about, no, and no, yeah, no, deadly, sir.
Okay.
So, what the real hoka cry, then you recuperate like but in the event, say, if I go no, so I yellow, yellow, yeah, and yes, secure say I hepatitis. Hepatitis B, and no fat. No, as much as possible for the wind instruments. The same wind instruments, maybe talk about the amongst ourselves as a colleagues now. The loudness of the. I think we should work to a professional level where we know how to control our output.
Because I've been hearing that most musicians probably might not happen in Ghana, but in the Western world, they are going there. I don't know, but
it's happening. It's happening here. Let me give you an example. It's happening here. You may not know, but you see, when you get to a stage where very, very solemn displays, you start demanding, hey, basement, you are having an acute problem in the sense that where you are already exposed to very loud sounds, your minimum acceptable, like I also from cry.
So some keyboardists will just open the volume. Start by the keyboard now, full
volume.
Or
the too normal now. Sound experts now. I'm masterminding nowadays. If you say because of the previous exposure to very loud decibels, very loud decibels. Very loud decibels, like the unit we used to talk about sound.
Yes.
If I'm right, I corrected the. I think the human ear is supposed to be getting about 80 to 100 decibels. 100 no class was so kakra. Now sound near bow a shabu see baby. And then number 120 it's a big problem. It's a big problem. So that one to them, yeah, because they normally stand amongst themselves because Obi so hobby. And also Bogunasum. I think to win instruments, problem. Basically, the other things where we meet to is general to instrumentalists. But so Jack, what I'm in far the way. Now, we do. We try one, but then also I didn't make from my papa. So that one to all instrumentalists, and no lifting things.
And with singers,
microphone.
When you see some mic,
all I would say with singers and microphone is as much as possible. It's not even professional. You don't need to touch the microphone.
Hallelujah.
It's very bad. It's very bad. I think
at least it should be at a distance.
Technical staff should be also subsequently invited to help educate us on the use of gadgets.
Like workshops.
If you think about that in Dixon's guitar class,
we are working on it. Wow.
Then, so now we have mentioned singers. Let's complete singers. What they call their instrument. In musicians. Voice box. Do I just touch on it? Because if we try to spend time on it,
because I know some people are actually waiting to call us or phone us in and then ask questions and probably bring their comments.
So voice box, basically, basically the singer, just like I'm producing sound, I'm talking to you. The singer just probably sustains this sound, and that attempt to keep it sustained and produce something melodic vibrates through what we all vibrate through vocal cords, brings out the sound in a more melodic way.
Sure.
String would just like we talked about,
Yeah.
Yensana will be straining. No? Strain, the singer also strains the voice when they decide to either misuse the voice, either overuse the voice, or abuse the voice. Any way you want to put this grammar, no, inner harms the vocal cords. Maybe somebody will ask a question on vocal cords. Maybe we'll continue then. Yeah, so basically, the singer to take care of the vocal cords, no. Vocal cords, no. Honor is the main issue. Then general lifestyle, especially when you are late in sessions and you have to come back, you're eating, how are you exercising? Because you know the exercise for a singer expands the lung capacity, it helps you build enough air, come out and sustain, increases your range and everything. So I think they know their MDs and things. I've been talking to them about it.
Sure.
Guitarists.
I know some of the MDs actually
do a very good job.
You see, not all singers actually know.
Wow.
We can't even tell if someone has an MD in his or her church. You know? So it's sad. You see, and I am happy today's episode is actually happening. And I know you out there would actually want to call us and ask questions. You see, today hasn't been your usual Dixon guitar class because see we want you to actually learn something. You might actually be playing the guitar, but there are some few things that you might don't know.
Take
That
care
is
of
why,
yourself.
yes, that's why it's very important for me to invite here my best friend, Dr. Daniel, and then we just go through things. Now you can call us. You can call us and send us your comment. You can call us on 0243 042 042 0243 042 042 or 0208 833 023 0208 833 023, or you can call us on WhatsApp video call on 0577 672456 0577 672456. Call us now. Bring your questions, your comments, and anything you would want to actually call us and ask. Call us and ask. And as we are waiting for you to call, I just want you to know that we are live here at Streamhouse Studios. Streamhouse Studios. As you can see, our videos are always nice. You see, and man, you need to be a Streamhouse. You need to be a Streamhouse. You know, it is someone will say, as a video, you see, we are actually located at Sipetimpom, right opposite the Roman Catholic Church. Sipetimpom, opposite the Roman Catholic Church. We are Streamhouse Studios. You can call us on 0243 043 043, and then you speak with the manager, and any event that you want to actually broadcast it live, be it Facebook or YouTube, we are actually ready for you. When you want to cover your weddings, your funerals, your outdoorings, you can call us 0243 043 043. We are Streamhouse Studios. And if you want to call us now, you can call us on 0243 042 042 or 0208 833 023. Or you can call us live on video call 0577 672456. Or probably if you are busy and you can't call at the moment, you can actually send me a WhatsApp message on 0545 134 184 0545 134 184. Or you can leave your comment at the Facebook page, and after the program I will try as much as possible to reply every comment I have. So as we are waiting for you to call, look, let's actually play something, you know, some few chords, you know, 1 6 2 5, as we are waiting for them to call and then bring their questions and other things like that. So we are still waiting for We are still waiting for your call. We will be leaving the show any moment from now. So if you are busy and you can't call, you can leave your comment on our Facebook page. Okay, I think I have a caller. Wow. Hello, Doc. I'm good, Doc. Wow. Please, your name and where you are calling from. Wow. Okay. We are still on. I think we had a problem with the network, but we are still on. We are still on. We are expecting you. We are expecting you. You can still call us. You can still call us. Today was just about the health of a musician. You know, I felt there are so many things that you need to know. It isn't just about the play. You see, without a good health, you know, probably you can't even rehearse.
Yeah, that's right.
So that is why it was very important for us to go through this, and then I know you've actually learnt a lot. Call us, and give us your comments, your encouragement, any question that you want to ask. We are ready. We are ready. You can call us. You can call us on 0243 042 042 0243 042 042 or 0208 833 023 0208 833 023, or you can call us live on WhatsApp video call 0577 672456 0577 672456. But if you can't call, you can leave your comment at the Facebook page. I'll come and reply every comment, and I know I can actually get in touch with Doc, and if any question is put across, I can actually reply you very well. And you can also follow my channel on YouTube at Boakye Danso Dixon. We have amazing stuff there, and then you would love it. Just check out our videos, and then I know you would love it. And we are actually concerned about your development as a guitarist, as a musician, as a whole, and I know you'll be good to go. Even as we are waiting, we have just a few minutes to wrap up. So we are still waiting for your call. And I know you would want to call us. We are still waiting for your call. Doctor will give us his last words, but before Doctor gives us his last words, I know you would want to call. So I have here a few comments that I would actually want to read. You know, Doc, you have comments on Facebook. So our first comment is from Felicity Intori. He said, "Great many musicians are depressed." Bringing in your comments. Okay. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Hello, Doc. Wow. Yeah. Please. We are listening. Doc. Oh, okay. I think Doc left us, and we are still working out to get Doc on the line. And he's actually going to give us his comments, probably his contribution on the topic, and I think we'll be good to go. Even as we are waiting for Doc to call, I would want to read the comments that we have, and I have this from Mabel Osehimin. Mabel Osehimin says that amazing and very enlightening. Thank you very much, Mabel, for bringing in your comments, and we hope that you actually enjoy. I have this from Emmanuel Sapon. Emmanuel Sapon. He says, Dr. Say, please don't take the preachers from the circles of musicians danger. So very educative. Keep it up, guys. You know, we tried as much as possible not to exclude the preachers. You know, they go through a lot. The preacher man will do the opening prayer, will lead the worship, praises, and preach. You know, the voice is at risk. You know, and it hasn't actually been easy. It hasn't actually been easy at all.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
I'm very sorry if it looked like we're excluding the preacher man, but that's not our intention. We just, for some reason, we're a little bit here. But the preacher man, again, I think in the heights of their ministrations, they also raise.
Yeah, Doc, 1 minute. Yeah, hello. We are listening, Doc. We can hear you. Yeah, sure. We can hear you. Please stop. Sure. Okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, sure. I can hear you, please. Okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay. Doc. Yeah, I think we would actually appreciate your voice more if you would remove the hand free. Wow. Please, you're okay. Tita from Kolebu. Wow. Okay. Okay, Tita. Sure. Tita. Okay. Tita. Thank you very much. So that was Tita from Kolebu.
Thank you.
I know he's actually said a lot. Thank you very much for calling, Tita. I'm very much grateful. Thank you very much. Look. So I think let me read this last comment and then we'll just wrap up.
Okay.
You know, I have from Ajoa Accurate on Facebook, and she actually says that great work.
Thank you very
So,
much.
Doc, now before we actually go off, your last words for me.
Yeah. So as we started, maybe we got carried away in a lot of the description process. All we are here saying is there's help. Depression, mental illness, anything, there's help. Just talk to somebody so that the person will lead you to the right person. You can talk to us. After here, Dixon will find a way of leaving our contacts behind. We'll get the right help for you. I don't know
if you will be appropriate. You can put your.
So we will do that after.
Sure.
Then you'll find the right help for you, find the right institution for you to go to that will give you a long-term form of therapy that will redeem you if you are already into the habit. And you also try and imbibe the little things that we have said here. Ask more questions, seek more help, talk to a lot of people, and you may probably be that standout musician that will not fall or follow the crowd into. Yeah.
Okay. So that was Dr. Daniel Kojo saying. Doc, thank you very much for coming on Dixon Guitar Class. And I know my viewers are actually appreciative of you coming. And you out there, I want to thank you so much for staying with us. Probably sometimes it hasn't been easy, you know, technical difficulties and all that, but I want to thank you so much for being okay, I think I have a caller. Wow. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, please, your name and where you're calling?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please, my name is Emmanuel.
Oh, okay, Ima.
Yeah, I'm really watching your show.
Wow, thank you.
And I have a question. My question is, doctor was saying some of the musicians have already been exposed to higher volumes.
Okay.
So how can that particular problem be kept or be solved? Because since they are already exposed to that particular decibel or maybe that particular higher sound, how can that particular problem be kept? Is there any medical solution to it? Because they've already been exposed already, so how can they be treated to come back to their normal state?
Wow. Okay, thank you very much.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, sure.
Okay, so the fact that you're already exposed to higher volumes or higher decibels of the sound doesn't mean you should continue at the same volume levels, because when you persist, it's going to damage the hearing system. You're not going to hear anymore. So the fact is, you're supposed to try and consciously decrease the volume that you are to a level that you can appreciate and work with. That is what we say, because when it comes low, too low, too low, you may not be able to.
And would that solve that problem?
Or not so, the damage has, I won't say a definitive damage. The problem has been caused already, but we are trying to maintain it and avoid aggravation. You understand? So that is what we are working at. So I think with time, when you try to adjust to a normal volume, it's not so sudden. You can get to a level where you can work within. But to continue at that volume will definitely destroy the hearing system.
So if I may actually get what you are saying, it means once that you are exposed to noise and then you have an ear problem, there's no cure.
There is a cure. The cure starts from you trying to train and decrease the sound.
Okay.
If the damage has already been caused, you're already experiencing pain in the ear. Yeah. You're already having some sort of discharge in the ear from a tear in the drum or something. You can seek help from the ENT specialist. They can look into and see if they can some repairs that we can give you medication to decrease the pain. But if you feel within yourself that you can't adjust, that is where you can cause a permanent damage. That is what we are trying as much as possible to avoid. So there is a solution. You just come around, we'll assess you and see that range that you are in and see how best we can help you.
Thank you very much, Doc. I think today is a special day, and we want to thank you very much. Okay, so thank you very much for watching Dixon Guitar Class today, and I know that probably you had something good to go with. You know, I would want you to try as much as possible to get to our videos on YouTube. Watch it and so Dixon. You have amazing stuff. Subscribe to my channel, like our videos, and share. And probably give out your comments. I'll be very much appreciative of that. And we want to thank you so much for staying with us. We are going to meet you again next week, Monday, on Dixon's Guitar Class. And thank you very much for staying with us. So as we take you out, look, so give us some solo lines to take us out. And you know, something like the same progression that we were going through.
Okay.
So if you didn't actually hear from us again, till we meet next week, have a nice evening. So